We're online 24/7. This is the #1 gospel and contemporary Christian radio station, ImpactRadioNetwork.com.
To get real on iChristianTalk.
It's about to get real on iChristianTalk. It's about to get real on iChristianTalk.
It's about to get real. It's about to get real on iChristianTalk. Kenny and Tracy about to shine the light in the dark. Sit back, relax. Yeah, you know the show about to start. Call in. We want to hear you on iChristianTalk. It's about to get real on iChristianTalk.
It's about to get real on iChristianTalk. It's about to get real on iChristianTalk.
It's about to get real. Welcome to iChristianTalk. I'm your host, Kenny, a.k.a. KB, and everybody knows me from the church to the streets.
And I am your co-host, Tracy, and we are live on ImpactRadioNetwork.com, and you can watch us live on iChristianTalk.com with live video streaming. Just click on the word live or go to the top menu and click on the live show tab.
Well, we have an awesome show for you today. You guys voted last week, and so we're going to hit on the role of women in society. The name of our show is iFemaleMan, and we have a special guest with us in the studio, Miss Tiffany Jordan. She's a businesswoman, an independent woman, so she's going to give us that perspective as we look into the role of women. So how you doing, Tiffany?
I'm doing great. How about yourself?
Good. We're glad you could make it on the show with us today. So right now, we're going to go ahead and get into our YouTube clip of the week, and here we go.
Chapter 5, verse 23, the husband is the head of the wife as Christ is the head of the church. 1 Timothy 2, verses 11-15, Paul says that do not permit a woman to teach or to usurp authority over the man. Again, it's not an inferiority thing, it's a design.
There you go. That's the clip of the week. That clip was from Calvary Chapel St. Pete's YouTube channel. So he's dealing with the role of women in the church, and we're going to look at it from the church to the workplace to at home. And so, Tiffany, as an independent businesswoman, do you think the new role that women are playing as leaders in society is overdue, or is it contrary to their purpose as a woman?
Well, I think it's contrary to the purpose. I mean, you got to know when to turn the roles on and when to turn the roles off. When you're at work, you have folks that look to you as being in leadership and being strong and exerting your femininity. Whereas at home, it's time to turn it off and be the homemaker, the woman in the background, let the man take the lead. And some of us, we don't necessarily know how to turn it on and turn that off.
I think that's a great point. So with that, when you deal with men, just naturally, do they seem to be turned on or off by this professional businesswoman that they're encountering?
Turned off.
I think it depends on the man, too.
It depends on the man. Now, is that the man's problem that he can't deal with a strong woman, or is it that he's seeing a man?
Well, that depends on what we define as strong woman. Are we strong and too opinionated when we don't need to be? Or are we strong as in, okay, we don't need your help because we can take care of everything else ourselves? We kind of like let the man know, hey, you're not wanted because I can, screw up the lights and I can fix the car and I can paint the walls and stuff. So,
change the tire.
Yes, I can handle that, baby. I'm doing it in 4-inch heels. I have that, okay?
And that's what I see a lot with women, that they don't need a man. But I can understand that. But at a point, don't you need a man though?
Yes, and that's
Definitely.
what some of us fail to realize. Of course we do. We need them in every aspect of our lives, and also in the workplace too. I encounter this a lot. It's when a woman exerts her authority, a man tends to take it sometimes from a negative perspective.
Because I'm thinking now, in the workplace, if I get into it with another man and he's my boss and I'm telling him I think something's wrong, we can go at it in a certain way. But if you're a woman and I go hard on you, people are looking at me like, oh, that's verbal abuse. What are you doing? But the woman can go and almost cuss me out, and it's fine. She's a strong woman. But when I do, it's that double standard. I think you ladies play on that so well. Y'all know how to work that so well.
Of course, we can smile at you and scold you at the same time.
I get it all the time.
Beauty of being a woman.
Right.
So we're going to get into a quick commercial break, but when we get back, we're going to go ahead and look at the biblical perspective and see what the Bible says about the women's role in society. Are you bored? You don't have to be. Check this out.
United Media Creations of Ford Memorial United Methodist Church is here to encourage young adults spiritually and physically through technology and visual arts. Join us every Saturday from 10 a.m. to noon at Ford Memorial, 16400 West Warren Avenue on the corner of Asbury Park. Visit fordmemorial.org. The Cromer Law Group specializes in business law, family law and divorce, criminal law, and civil litigation with their no recovery, no fee guarantee. These aggressive and affordable lawyers battle for your rights. Call today, 313-965-6633. The Cromer Law Group, 313-965-6633. Justice delayed is justice denied.
Your dream has arrived. Hi, my name is Zoe, and I'm here to tell you your dream has arrived. Tracy Lynn Fashion Jewelry, so fashionably distinct, it sells itself. Wake up to a life that's without limits or boundaries. Become CEO of your Tracy Lynn Fashion Jewelry business. Visit tracylynnjewelry.net/Zoe Lee. That's TRACILYNN jewelry.net/ZOELEE.
Reed Inc. is having a fundraiser with Right Touch Auto Care, your car repair shop with U-Haul, party bus, and car rental service. Every Saturday from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m., Right Touch Auto Care will give away free car washes and barbecue. Located on West McNichols, just west of Telegraph Road, donations are accepted and will benefit Reed Inc. to empower individuals to successfully enter today's workforce. Right Touch Auto Care will also provide a free party bus once a month to the community. Visit righttouchauto.com or facebook.com/righttouchautocare.
Attention entrepreneurs, would you like to have access to over 2,000 sources to fund your business? Jordan & Jordan has the solution for you. We offer over 2,000 sources, state-of-the-art funding suite, immediate access, unlimited support to start, grow, or maintain your business. Visit myfundingsuite.com or call 888-979-2228. Jordan & Jordan, real solutions for the savvy entrepreneur. Visit myfundingsuite.com.
Welcome back to iChristian Talk. Don't forget you can watch us live on our iChristianTalk.com website. Just click on the word live or go to our live show tab at the top of the page.
Well, also, don't forget, we want to hear what you have to say about this topic. So call in at 313-243-1600, extension 105. And when you call in, just hold on. You're going to hear us on the show. Don't hang up. You'll hear hello caller, and then you're on the air. But we're going to just get a little deeper into this women's role in society. We're going to look at a Bible verse. So, Tracy, what's the Bible verse we have?
We have 1 Timothy 2:12 through 15. It's in the NIV, the New International Version. I do not permit a woman to teach or to assume authority over a man. She must be quiet, for Adam was formed first, then Eve. And Adam was not the one deceived. It was the woman who was deceived and became a sinner. But women will be saved through childbearing if they continue in faith, love, and holiness with propriety.
So that says a lot to me. What is that? It kind of says that a woman's role is kind of to be submissive. Does that hold true today? Do you think that that's true in society, or is that something that was just back then in the culture when they was dealing with that church and that certain group?
No, I believe that that holds true to even today. A woman should be submissive, but you got to also consider, as of today's times, men have no longer taken on the role of leading the households. They are no longer the leaders within the church themselves. So therefore, women have stepped up to the plate. Therefore, we have women that are pastors now that are leading congregations, successful congregations themselves. Yes. So the roles have deferred because men have allowed a woman to take forward, and the woman had to take forward to pretty much take care of her household. You know, I mean, the two parents, if you have two younger children, you have two parents, it's up to it's their responsibility to guide those children Christian-wise, to involve them, to educate them as to what the Bible says. So if neither parent is doing that, one of the parents have to step up.
And I think that's right. I think that if a man is not handling his job, a woman has to out of necessity. What are you supposed to do? But then I think that I think we might be kind of confusing the young ladies when they're growing up, because when they just see women competing with men, they kind of forget about that role they're supposed to play. Sometimes it's just like negated to where it's just like, hey, it's me or you, and it's no longer that helper relation.
Competing?
Competing.
What you mean by that?
Like, just with, let's say, as a pastor in the church or something, if a man can be the pastor and he's qualified to be the pastor, I think the man should be the pastor. It should be a man over work. But now women are saying, no, I could be the pastor too, and they don't want to step over that man that could do the job.
I don't know if it's necessarily that they want to step over that man. They may feel they have been called to the ministry by God, not necessarily a competition. I did want to point out, in verse 14 it says, and Adam was not the one deceived. It was the woman who was deceived and became a sinner. And Eve became the sinner, but Adam was supposed to be the head of Eve and her covering, and he did not cover her.
Right.
He should have known better, and he basically let her take the lead, and that's what's happening today. A lot of men are allowing the women to take the lead, and I think things are out of order.
And I've heard it that way, but then I've heard it the other way too, that that's why a woman shouldn't ever lead, because she was the one deceived by Satan in the garden and caused, and I think it says something about she will be fulfilled through childbearing and raising up the children through that, because she was the one deceived. And I guess Satan might think that the woman is easier to deceive, and while if a woman gets in a leadership role over a man, it could be tricky. It's that Jezebel spirit that might come into play. And I'm not sure about it. You guys know anything about the Jezebel spirit? Want to talk about it a little bit? Or?
Well, first, can we define the roles of what makes a man and what makes a woman? See, we look at the roles of a woman, we bear, we're childbearing. We also, spiritually lead the household, comfort the man. The man leads the household and provides for us. We hold so many titles. But yet the man, what is his title? Let's define what are the roles of the man. What is his occupation?
Provider and protector.
Okay, great. Now, what else?
Provider and protector, that's really good.
But you're protecting whom? The wife, the kids?
Yep, everybody, the whole family.
So how many men today does that apply to? How many men? I mean, if the men were really doing that as of today's standards, will we really be at where we're at culture-wise? Society-wise?
I agree with you with that. I think that this has evolved because of the necessity. Men have dropped the ball, so women have had to step up. But then what about the guys who are out there that's going to be the provider and protector, and the woman doesn't know how to play that role because she's been playing the man role?
Right, and see, like we were discussing before, young women and young men at a young age are taught two different things. Young women are taught to be humble, to be respectful, be quiet, and meek. Young men are told to be boastful and go out, seek, hunt, and lead. So as you get older, right, as we become adults, we're kind of like formulated to still hold on to those values, but they've changed now. So it's like, okay, you're a hunter, and I'm told to be meek and humble, but yet you throw me in front of a corporate 500 company. How does that apply?
See, that's the thing, because I guess in a way I was going to say you might not have been supposed to be in front of that corporate 500 corporate company. I don't know. I mean,
but
because
is the man still protecting and leading?
See, if he's not, then the woman has to. But I think a man should be the one doing that. But what happened was, back in the day, we were hunting and things. So men were hunting, and women just were physically weaker, just the physical nature. They couldn't hunt how a man could hunt. So he would hunt, bring the food back. The woman would take care, prepared, and be the nurturer of the family and things like that. But now, because of technology, the playing field has changed to where now it's not about who's the stronger physically. It's about this mental game and intelligence. So I think that the world, I think it naturally became where women like, well, I can do that just as good. Before she couldn't hunt as good as the man, but now she's like, I can do that just as well. But then I think that the roles get kind of warped and messed up to where she starts playing that man's role, because when a woman goes to work and she's strong and she stands up for herself, that's fine. But if a man goes there and start acting like a woman, then y'all are looking like, what's going on here? Because the women, y'all wear the business suits. Y'all sweeter than me. But let me come in with a skirt, and it's just more acceptable. And it kind of scares me because of the world. Anytime the world starts like adapting and agreeing with something, like, it kind of throws a red flag up, kind of like with homosexuality. Like before, you couldn't even say it. It was kind of like you would do the little hand thing. I think he a little. Now it's like, oh, he gay, he's a homosexual, it's just accepted. And I don't know if these roles are the way that they're intended to be. What's the long run harmfulness to the family?
It's a lot. I mean, you got to think about it. If you have two children growing up, you have a young lady and you have a young man. They're in their teens, and they've been exposed to two women as mother and father. Ooh, what type of, when they become older, they think that it's acceptable for a woman to hold that type of role 24/7. It's not. When my father always told me, when a man enters the room, women are acknowledged. Now, it's a go figure type of thinking. But he said, when a man enters a room, the woman will be acknowledged. You don't have to stand up and boast and say, hey, I'm a woman, I'm here, shake my hand, scream up and down. No, the man will acknowledge a woman. There's a difference between a girl, a lady, and a woman. And there's a difference between a young man, a little boy, and a man.
Okay.
So that's why I asked you before, what are the roles of a man? What is his occupation? What is his duties? You're to provide and protect. Right. But you're also to lead us as well. That's why Eve was deceived, because she wasn't been properly led.
I mean, I could see that, but then why does the Bible then put those parameters saying that it was Eve? It should be like, well, Adam, you didn't lead, men shouldn't lead. But it's kind of saying the opposite, where like, no, Adam, I think it's saying what you're saying, but it's saying like, Adam, you need to lead. Even you should have stepped up and be there a little bit. But
look what you have allowed to happen in society because you didn't play your role.
Correct.
And the woman misplayed her role because she's so influential in the man's life. He'll do anything for a woman, and a lot of times it has to do with sex. Once y'all put that sex on him, and y'all got wrapped around the finger, he go out and almost trying to ride people to keep the household together. But it's like, with that influence, I think that when she just kind of manipulated it and used it, the wrong way, it was on both of them.
Right.
At the end.
I can say that women are adaptable. I raised my son, who's 11 now, by myself. I'm a working mother. I did it for 11 years, and I'm now married. It's so hard for me to allow my husband to do little things like bring the groceries in, because I'm so used to having 10 bags in my hand and walking through the door. So it's something that, I'm prayerful and hopeful that the Lord will continue to help me, because little things like that mean a lot to a man. So I think women are adaptable. We can adapt. God made us to adapt. So if we want to, we can. And it's all a learning process.
It is.
Yeah.
Then I think what I'm hearing from guys is that if the man is a true man, the woman will gladly play her role.
Of course.
Amen.
All right. So
of course, it's just like if a man sees a woman, a man will woo that woman.
Yes.
He will go forward and make her known and let it be known when he sees a woman. A woman is more like a mirror reflection of his own mother.
Normally, yes.
Yes, typically.
Yeah. Well, hey, this is a good discussion. I'm playing devil's advocate a little bit and kind of trying to get at you guys. But you guys got the green light to go ahead and get mad at what I'm saying or whatever, because we just need to discover like our thoughts and our mindsets behind it, so we can just grow and be better. And life is all about relationships. So this is just a great topic just to deal on with the role of a man and a woman, and just how it's changing. I know economics has really changed things to where before you could live off of a one person income in the household, but now you need both the man and the woman to work to survive now in this day. So it's a lot that's going on with the transitions. But I want to ask you guys about the culture thing. We were kind of talking about how in that scripture we read about how it was saying that the women should be quiet and not speak out of the church or teach a man to have authority over the man. And we were kind of saying, well, that was dealing with that culture then. How do we know when to pull out different verses and say that was for that culture back then and not to others? Because then we might, like, everybody have an excuse for everything. Homosexuality be accepted, like, well, it's accepted in this culture, it's different now, or adultery or just being promiscuous to be accepted. Like, how do we know when to pull those out and say this? Well, that doesn't apply because that was a different culture back then.
You can't pull it out. You got to take what the Bible says and take it for all what it says.
Okay.
Because when you pull bits and pieces out of it, that's where we come and get messed up things set up out here in the world. People say, oh, well, the Bible said this little itty bitty quote. We're going to run with that. No, you need to take what the entire Bible says. And if it says a woman should be meek and humble and be quiet, guess what? You need to do that.
Well,
I mean, whether we want to realize that or not, that's just what it says. I mean, but it says it for a reason, though.
Right. And are they talking about the women pastors, too, when they say that? Or I'm not sure.
Well, I know it was saying that it was telling them women shouldn't be pastors at all.
Okay.
It was just now, I know my pastor, he told me that was kind of dealing with protecting them because they could get stoned in that society by being a pastor or a leader like that. Okay. But I've heard like the YouTube clip we played where he says his church would not ordain a woman to be in any leadership role over a man. And I think that was kind of the key, was over a man. Now, if it's not a man there, of course she should. But if it is a man there that's qualified, she shouldn't have authority over a man, I guess. I don't know what you guys think about that.
I don't have a problem with that at all. You know, I do not have a problem with that. If it's the man and he's the lead, you know, he's in charge and he's following God, so be it. I'm grateful to be able to be under a man of God like that.
Hey, well, with that, we're going to go to a quick commercial break, and we'll be back and we'll finish this discussion.
Does your car need maintenance, but you're sick of compromising cheap prices with unprofessional service? Right Touch Auto takes pride in professional customer service with outstanding deals. Free detail with any $300 service. Front pads and rotors starting at $100. Ball joints, parts and labor starting at $230. Visit Right Touch Auto on West McNichols, just west of Telegraph Road, or call 313-387-1888. Right Touch Auto, your affordable and professional auto repair shop.
Attention entrepreneurs, would you like to have access to over 2,000 sources to fund your business? Jordan & Jordan has the solution for you. We offer over 2,000 sources, state-of-the-art funding suite, immediate access, unlimited support to start, grow, or maintain your business. Visit myfundingsuite.com or call 888-979-2228. Jordan & Jordan, real solutions for the savvy entrepreneur. Visit myfundingsuite.com.
The Cromer Law Group specializes in business law, family law and divorce, criminal law, and civil litigation with their no recovery, no fee guarantee. These aggressive and affordable lawyers battle for your rights. Call today, 313-965-6633. The Cromer Law Group, 313-965-6633. Justice delayed is justice denied. Reed Inc. is having a fundraiser with Right Touch Auto Care, your car repair shop with U-Haul, party bus, and car rental service. Every Saturday from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m., Right Touch Auto Care will give away free car washes and barbecue. Located on West McNichols, just west of Telegraph Road, donations are accepted and will benefit Reed Inc. to empower individuals to successfully enter today's workforce. Right Touch Auto Care will also provide a free party bus once a month to the community. Visit righttouchauto.com or facebook.com/righttouchautocare. Are you bored? You don't have to be. Check this out. United Media Creations of Ford Memorial United Methodist Church is here to encourage young adults spiritually and physically through technology and visual arts. Join us every Saturday from 10 a.m. to noon at Ford Memorial, 16400 West Warren Avenue on the corner of Asbury Park. Visit fordmemorial.org.
And we're back. We're going to finish up our discussion on the role of women in society. I don't know. Let's look at this from a historical standpoint with the black community and slavery. I'll put this out and I'll see what you guys have to say about this. Well, you all know that the slave masters, they separated the man from his family. But when doing that, he would beat the man in front of the woman to a pulp to where he was almost dehumanized, where the woman wouldn't respect him, and then he was pulled out to where the black women had to step up and raise their families while in slavery. But the black woman kind of resented the man because she saw him in a light that wasn't like a man, and then she feared the slave owner, so she wouldn't raise her children the same way that the black man raised them, out of fear that that was going to happen to her. And I think that kind of mindset, that generational curse that's just been passed on, lives in the black community when it comes to relationships and women and men, to where they just don't seem to have a certain respect for men as they should, and I don't think they even know where it comes from. Do you think that might play a part in that, the history of our slavery? You
said a key word, respect. Over the years, I think respect has diminished between man and woman. Okay, before a man will look at a woman and saying she's respectable because she can cook, she can clean, she can tend to the household and also tend to the man. Men right now don't look at that as respectful. It's just, okay, so what, and? Mm-hmm. Okay. Now, on vice versa, women look at men two ways, like we said before, provide and protect. So if a man cannot provide for his household, just like in slavery times before when they separated them, like you said, they were beat. If a man cannot provide for his household, you're right. We lack respect for him. Mm-hmm. But at the same token, we have a duty to uplift that man and get him to a point to where he can get there. Mm-hmm. Now, it's between that bridge point right there is where the respect breaks down, because either the man loses respect for the woman or the woman loses respect for the man in the process of building him up. The man, in my view, young men these days, 2012, lose respect for a woman if she builds him up. That's just my point of view, but I've seen it so many times. A woman will go to work 2 jobs, provide, get the man a job, get him, involved religious-wise, get him to a point to where he's a man, he feels like a man, and then he doesn't look back and acknowledge her for that. That's respect right there. So, going back from, what you were just saying, how does that apply?
Now, when a woman is doing all of that for a man, I guess it depends on how she's doing it. If she's kind of taking that leadership man role, even though she's helping him, at the same time, it might be hurting his spirit because he's not being the man, and he's seeing this woman being the man for him and helping him be a man. And I guess it's just how we think about it, to where I guess men in that position just have to understand that she's doing that to build you up so you can take over and play your role. But I guess it's just those times where men get discouraged and seeing this woman doing all of these things, bringing in the money, getting him a job, teaching him about Christ and things, and where he's like almost like a child and he doesn't feel fulfilled.
Now, I got a question. Now, isn't that the same thing that the mother does to her son?
Right, her son.
Right. She does the same thing to her son, right? So we're just stepping into our motherly instincts.
Right.
And we're just doing what we're naturally born to do.
Yeah, as a nurturer, I guess, and like I said, a son, I guess he might feel like you treat him like a son.
Well, that's eye of the beholder. It's up to him. I mean, you should be thankful that someone has your back.
Right.
I mean, that's the part of respect. It's just acknowledging it when respect is due.
I think that's when other men would play other God-fearing men, I should say, would play an important part in the role of that gentleman. Because if you're surrounding yourself with men that aren't God-fearing, then of course they're going to say, well, she's just trying to do this, she's just trying to take the role, she's trying to do this. But if you are surrounding yourself, if a man is surrounding himself with other God-fearing men, then he's going to get the good godly counsel, and that's going to make a big difference.
Oh, I got a question real quick. Now, who teaches a man to become a man? Is it the woman or is it the man? Now, we look 5, 10, 20 years ago. Right, God and his father. His father, a young boy develops that relationship with his father to teach him how to be a man, how to hunt. Whereas nowadays, the man role in the household are no longer there. We have women teaching men how to be men.
And we can't do that, actually.
Right.
I mean, I have a son, and I know I cannot teach my son how to be a man. So I'm grateful for the men that are in his life, like his pastor and his cousins and his uncles and things like that.
And he's blessed to have that. Not many men have that influence.
Thank you. He is.
Well, I just want to thank you guys for joining us today on iChristian. This was a great discussion. Tiffany, you are awesome. You can come back anytime you want.
Thank you.
Amazing. And Tiffany, if you want to talk with her a little bit more about the role of women, you can reach her at
888-979-2228.
All right, and with that, we voted for the topic on next week, and next week we're going to deal with street Christians. So we're going to bring in 2 gentlemen from the streets both with the same story, that they gave their lives to Christ after being in the streets, but they're seeing two different results in their walk, and we're going to explore why that is. So stay tuned next week, Thursday, 7:30, and hopefully you guys enjoy that. I couldn't bring any of my friends on. The Alphabet Boys might be up here while we're on air live, so we'll let these guys do it because they're done with their life, so they can come on and talk about it freely.
Yes.
But with that, we're out of here. We'll see you next Thursday
God
at
bless
7:30.
you.
iChristian Talk, yeah, iChristian Talk, yeah, iChristian Talk, iChristian Talk, iChristian Talk, yeah. Thank you for listening and watching iChristian Talk. Don't miss us every Thursday at 7:30 p.m. on ImpactRadioNetwork.com and iChristianTalk.com.